Okay guys, I'm back and I'm ready to show you how to make the black bean and asparagus salad. So we've got our bowl to mix everything up in, and it calls for 1 can of black beans. And this is the one I'm going to use today. So in they go. Good, came out clean. Okay, and it calls for 1 red bell pepper. Now, bell pepper's bell pepper, and I didn't have a red one. I had a yellow one. So it still makes pretty colors, and the more colorful your diet is, the healthier it is. So there's my chopped yellow bell pepper. So it's gonna go. It'll still be really pretty. Okay, and then it calls for 1 clove of minced garlic. So it goes. And it calls for 2 teaspoons, or might have been 3 teaspoons, I think it's 1/4 cup, of minced onion or chopped onion. So it goes in. And the major ingredient, asparagus, is not in there yet. So I'm going to do that in front of you. So what you do with your asparagus is you pre-cook it. And it calls for 1 pound, which is obviously 16 ounces. So I have already pre-cooked the asparagus. I just haven't chopped it into 1-inch pieces. So asparagus is super easy to cut. I'm gonna just sit here and do it all at once. Right in front of you. They're essentially bite-sized pieces of the asparagus stalks. It's easier to cut with a sharp knife. I think my knife's getting dull a little bit. Okay. I'm trying to make sure everything's apart. I believe it is. Okay. So now I've got the asparagus chopped into 1-inch bite-sized pieces. So it's going to go into our bowl. And I saw there was one that wasn't quite cut apart like you'd hope. There we go. All right. So I'm done with that part. And now the next step with this is to toss this around. But you want to be careful because the beans can be fragile. And you don't want to get them all messed up into a mashed state. You still want them to remain as a whole bean in this salad. So just carefully kind of toss that around. We don't have our dressing on there yet. That's the next thing. But we got our salad well tossed. So now we have to make our dressing. And it calls for I don't remember. Okay. It calls for 1/4 cup of olive oil. So that's measured out here. Well, shoot. I was supposed to put that in that little bowl. I'll toss it around. It's right here. It's okay. I should have put it in this bowl, this little bowl, and mixed all the dressing together. But now what I've done is I've tossed that oil in separately, which is it's fine because it's all going to sit and get the seasons are going to mesh through the day as it sits in the fridge. I'll do the rest in the bowl like I'm supposed to. Okay, it calls for apple cider vinegar. And that's 2 tablespoons. So that's right here. And it calls for salt and pepper. And I don't remember how much, so it's just going to be a guess. So there's my salt. And here's my pepper. And it calls for one more thing, and that is some cumin. And I believe it called for about a teaspoon, and that looks like about all I got left in here, so I'm just going to go with it. And now that's going to be trash. And I need a little something to mix this with. So now it's going to go into the bowl. And I think I'm going to change tactics instead of using this thing because I think that's going to tear my beans up. I'll just use a spoon to toss this around. I think it'll be healthier for those beans to maintain their whole bean state. So now I'm going to grab my bowl off the other counter that it will be stored in the fridge to chill for the day till our supper time tonight. Let me grab it. And the salad's going to go in. I don't think I said it, but the black beans, I drained them. You don't want all that liquid in your salad. So I did drain off the juice from the canned black beans. So now this is how our salad looks. Very colorful, very healthy, very beautiful. And I can see why it said to use the red bell pepper, because red would have been real pretty in here. But you always have to use what you already have on hand. So I used my yellow, and there it is, and it's still quite pretty. I want to do one more thing, because if you're like me, you like to have a little crunch in your salad. And, let's see. Well, this is hard to open. There it is. And I want to use these things because they're going to give them a different flavor. But you can use anything. You can use a different kind of nut, you know, just like a macadamia or walnut or something that's healthy, just to top it off for the crunch. But I'm going to show you what I'm going to use. These things are called crunchy chickpeas, and they're actually a flavor. It says a mixture of exotic Middle Eastern spices like paprika and turmeric. So that's the ones. I just happen to have those on hand as a snack to munch on because they're low carb. But I'm going to add them to this salad because it'll make it pretty, and it'll also add a crunch when you're eating it, and it'll taste really good too. So it's just a matter, just pour a few on, and it's kind of like a garnish. So now our salad is complete and ready to be stored away. There it is. It's ready to be stored away in the fridge till later on tonight when it's our supper time. And as these flavors mix and gel in the fridge through the day, I bet this is going to be the tastiest thing that I've had in a while. So I'm excited, and I will take a picture of the finished product. I got to see you in one more video, though, to cook the salmon patties. So we'll catch you there. Thanks, guys.